And I laughed. I looked at myself in the mirror and I go, you're not a little bitch. Look at your great muscles. Let's go, you bad motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I want to welcome you guys to the Weighing In with Travis Hartman show. And today we have on, your accolades are a lot. So I know UFC, you fought in the UFC, you fought in bare knuckle. You're getting ready to fight in dirty boxing. But this is Alex Spartan Nicolson. Welcome to the show, brother.
Oh, happy to be here.
So you're fighting in dirty boxing. We're not going to go to the backstory at all. We're going to go right to the dirty boxing. Dirty boxing was co-founded by Mike Perry. I know that John Jones is a co-investor. I know that you know Mike Perry because it goes all the way back to UFC gym in Winter Springs. So how cool is that? Kind of the full circle is you and Mike used to train together. Now you're fighting in a league that Mike co-founded. How cool is that, man? That's your buddy.
Yeah, it's a blessing to see his life unfold and where he's at. It's awesome to be able to perform. You know, I started in the sport with him. Known him since high school, so we go way back. It's a blessing to be able to, entertain him and entertain the world on his own show.
That's pretty cool, man. I've been noticing, as of probably the whole world, you're back and forth with your opponent, the Wolf. What's this guy? What's this guy's actual name?
His name.
Or does it matter?
His name is Rob Perez.
Rob Perez.
Yeah, he likes to talk, but it's that's a beautiful thing about this sport. It's entertainment, and you got to be able to prove it.
Yeah.
So it's not the WWE. It's not a script. It's real life violence.
Isn't that the cool part about boxing? And this is what I love about not just boxing, combat. We'll just go combat sports. You're a combat sports veteran because you have UFC, BKFC, everything, dirty boxing. The cool part about it is you see basketball players, all these guys, they do all this mouthing off, but there's no repercussions usually.
Yeah,
you can only talk so much in combat sports, right? Like eventually, June 14th, when you step into that ring with your opponent, everything he said, he's going to have to held accountable for, and that's with your fists.
Yeah, I love that. It's the most honest thing in the world, two people just trying to hurt each other.
And then the crazy part about it, though, is most of the time, it's like you respect the guy when you're done. Most of the time, I say that.
Yeah, I mean, historically, anytime somebody's been very disrespectful in my career, I've never not been laying over their unconscious body, punching it. So,
is there a couple that you would have liked to do that with, though?
No, I mean, there's a couple people who've disrespected me. I don't have to bring back up old things like that, but, it's a little bit extra.
Yeah.
You could see the times when I'm throwing extra shots and when I walk away. Sometimes you got to shoot him a little bit even when he's dead just to get the theatrics out of the way.
Just to make sure.
Entertainment. You're trying to take my health away at the end of the day, trying to take money away from me.
And you got a kid?
Yeah,
Yep. So pretty cool, something that happened that I've never, so as long as I've known of you, and I haven't known you that well, obviously I'm not going to lie about that. I've known of you for a while because I've been in a similar circle of similar people, but I got to watch you up in Wisconsin last year. That was the first time I've ever watched you, and it was in like an XFC, I think it was, and you demolished the guy. And I was really happy because it's like, I don't want to see him lose because I know what it's like to lose and then the ambiance after all of that, but you handled business up there, man. And you showed me what you look like in person and up against those odds because that was a pretty decent sized fight too. There was a lot of people there. That was kind of a decent on TV as well. So how do you channel that, which you've already went through, is BKFC, you've done UFC stuff, into dirty boxing? Because dirty boxing is different rules. Have you kind of like caught up with all of the rules that are in dirty boxing? Or is there going to be some rule breaking by you because you don't really remember them?
It's not really hard for me to make those adjustments. I know it's just boxing with elbows. If you watch my fights, that's how I get down. Just control the distance, assess the timing, and then, control the chaos. And my whole career has brought me to this point. You know, next one's always the best one. This is what I got in front of me. And on paper, if we look at what's going on here, you know, his paper is going to get burned. He's done.
Yeah.
And boxing with elbows, you know, the sky's the limit with that. It's a beautiful thing. It's going to be a lot of, you know, clashing, meeting head on. And I thrive in that. So
Mike Perry's done a couple, I think he's done 2 already dirty boxing. This will be the 3rd one. What finally, I guess, interested you into throwing your hat kind of in that ring? How did that even go? Did Mike reach out? Or I know that your trainer is Craig Duncan as well. TDT, Boxing and Fitness. Boxing is for everybody. I know that that's your trainer. How did that come about with you accepting and fighting on this dirty boxing?
Mike just called me, and there was an opportunity, and I filled the spot. You know, this guy has won 2 in his.
He's 2-0 in dirty boxing.
Yeah.
Look at you. This is your This is your debut, man. You're taking on a 2-0 guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. So much pressure.
Sparks fly when you walk, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's okay, man. You know, that's the thing about this that really is comical to me is this person that I'm going to go up against. I think it's kind of everything that's wrong with society right now in the world. He's a fake gangster.
Yeah.
And you can't fake it.
No.
You know,
Nope.
You got to practically apply your techniques. You can't leave it at a theory. And I'm ready just to go prove my point, you know.
So, I mean, I like it. Let's dig into what you just said there. I like the philosophy of all of that too. Is I've always said too that the boxing ring is like life's own lie detector test, because you can't lie once you're in there. You can't, because the truth will come out, right? The truth will come out. Have you been doing the work that you should have been doing? Are you actually who you say you are? So the truth always comes out, whether it's the boxing ring or an octagon or whatever. That whole setup, I think, is life's own lie detector test. So for you to say, when you say that what's wrong with society right now, what do you mean by that? We have too many pretenders. We have too many what?
I mean, you just can't keep it real part-time. It's been difficult to me as I've gotten older. I have a child, and it's not just theatrics anymore. It's not just me trying to sell a fight. It's me showing my kid how to get the job done. And here's a bully trying to come at me, blah, blah, blah. He's yapping, and it's a beautiful thing. I get to go, you know, essentially take his pride away, everything he believes in himself. But saying what's wrong with society is it's like you see these influencers, you see these, you know, fake gods, these false, you know, prophets.
Yeah, I mean, go into detail. I like that, yeah.
It's good versus evil in every aspect of life, and a lot of people don't like to take it there. But lately in my life, I've been passionate. I've been really taking it to the cross, so to speak. And I think this guy's just a fake. He's got a facade, and I can't wait to go show everyone what real hard work looks like versus pretend.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on now. These kids are looking up to people they shouldn't look up to, you know, and it's sad to see. You know, I got a young man, like I said, I'm raising him in this world, and I'll be damned if I let some clown, you know, step on my shine.
Yeah.
And I see it in the world. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't glorify these things. And I think leaders stepping up, you know, showing the kids the way is how we can make that change, be the change you want to see in the world, so to speak.
Yeah, being proper men, right? Like we've had a thing going on called toxic masculinity. I hate that word. Masculine men are what's going to make this world a better place.
Well, what's crazy is if you would talk about it and you take it away from a man, it would just be like toxic positivity. How's that even a thing? Like, I'm trying to be a real man. I see injustice.
How's it toxic?
I'm trying to tell you, you shouldn't neuter a boy. You know, people don't like to take it there, but that's what's going on today, you know?
No, you're not wrong. And you're right.
I get to go neuter this fake wolf. You know? And in nature, wolves don't do good alone. He's a lone wolf. You know, they die when they get alone. So.
Yeah, but he's going to be by himself in that ring with you. All alone.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Are you getting hyped just thinking about it right now?
You know,
How are you feeling right now? Because you got a little bit, we're talking about today's June 1st. This is probably going to post June 2nd, which is my dad's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Pops. I love you. Happy birthday. Also, I know you just had a birthday, May 2nd.
I did.
You're exactly a month away from my father's.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
So happy belated, brother.
Yeah,
Another day on this earth.
Father. Yeah, no. I think they made time up. So we're here, we're not. So if you get it right, you live forever.
I like it, man. I mean, that's my goal. I told everybody I have a goal that my goal is to live to be 100. That's my goal. I want to live to be 100, not just exist to be 100. I want to be in a wheelchair and be on all this medicine. I want to live to be 100.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Do it.
I like it.
Do it. I support it.
I love it, man. So going back a little bit, Alex, what got you started into combat sports in general? Because you've participated in so many different martial arts, which I'll go back to that in a second too, because I think everybody should participate in a martial art at least once. But what got you started originally in the martial arts?
My father. My father was a kickboxer in the PKA back in the day. And he always instilled that in me. Taught me how to defend myself. And I played basketball growing up.
Oh, I love basketball, man. You're a big guy.
I could dunk the basketball. I still can. I could get up there and put it on. I love basketball. It was my first love, my first passion.
I love that. Basketball, it's same actually. So I love basketball is my first favorite sport to play. Boxing is my second.
Yeah.
But I love basketball.
They kind of went hand in hand because,
footwork matters too, man.
Yeah. But coming up, I had to fight for the right to play with the bigger boys and, I earned my spot. And funny enough, we used to throw hands, slap box, play around, but I would always throw kicks because my dad told me to throw kicks.
Yeah.
And we're a bunch of hood-ass little kids,
Yeah.
No, look. They call me Nick because my last name's Nicolson. Look, Nick's going to try to throw a kick. And I'd throw kicks at their faces and shit, and they'd be like, oh, watch out. So as it progressed, and I started kickboxing, boxing, it made sense. All the local kids were like, you was always throwing his feet up there.
Yeah.
So,
Did you start with kickboxing then? Did you compete with kickboxing first? What was your first competition?
My dad fought kickboxing.
Okay.
So he showed me kickboxing. But yeah, it was a guy named Mark Kern. He put on some amateur kickboxing events. I fought at the Why Not Lounge.
Why not? I like that. I'm a why not guy.
And then it was out by Mount Dora.
I see Craig shaking his head.
We fought at an abandoned gas station, under abandoned gas station lights. And it was, hell of a show. Mike was on it. We had 3 UFC fighters on that show. Now, we didn't even know. It was like NBA Street. Back in the day, we were out there getting it.
I love it,
It was a lopsided ring.
Talking about started from the bottom. Look at us now.
But that's
started from the bottom. Now we here.
Me and Mike Perry used to train on the tarp behind us in Altamont Springs, Boca Vista Apartments. Now there's a bar called Cheers. My dad put a tarp out there.
That's a good bar name.
Yeah, Cheers. But that's where it all started, man.
Cheers.
The guy named Mike Milmerstedt. He was a Matt Serra.
Rest in peace. I know Mike passed away.
Matt Serra brown belt at the time, and me and Mike really thought we could fight because we were big and strong. Yeah, but this kid could actually fight, so he really fucked us up. Like a wake-up call.
You find out that it's more technique, right? Once you get to that level, it's not just brute strength. I mean, it's a combination of both, but like a little technique helps.
Rest in peace. He took us to get tacos. I remember my jaw hurt, and he's like, "You guys are warriors." He's like, yeah, fall 7 times, stand up 8. And I was like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this ever again. They were like, that was great. And I'm like, it was terrible. My confidence is low, and my jaw hurts.
And then, but look at you now. You fought in BKFC, bare knuckle. You fought in. It was actually the league was actually not BKFC, was it? It was the Game Bred, wasn't it?
Game Bred MMA.
Yeah.
I fought.
But it was bare knuckle though, right?
Yeah, kickboxing.
So I got that a little bit wrong.
I had a kickboxing title, we had an MMA title, and then XFC I fought for their title, but they never gave me the belt. So I just throw that shit out there. I'm a 3 times.
How they don't give you the belt?
I don't know. I don't complain about shit like that. They give me a check, so.
We're prize fighters at the end of the day, right? Yeah. It does what matter. You feed your family from that.
Yeah, and it's all
the belt doesn't feed your family.
I'm still a 3-time world champion,
But listen, is it XFC?
Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Hey, give the man his belt back.
Yeah.
Okay? He earned it. Give him his belt. All right, sorry. I had to throw that out there, man. We got to stick up for our fighters.
Amen.
Who else is going to do it if we don't do it?
We talked about earlier, you got to be righteous, remain righteous. Your approach to all things.
See, so Craig knows this. Everybody that comes on the show knows this. Every single person that's ever came on the show in 4 or 5 years that I've done one-on-ones with, I always talk about God. And I always ask them, do you believe? And by your conversation already, I know that you believe.
Yeah, man, big time. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. None of us would be here.
100%.
None of us would be here.
Nothing. Nothing we do. By the way, that belt, you didn't win that belt. That's God's belt. This is God's everything.
I think that's what's made me more dangerous as a fighter. I thought as I got older, I'd be calmer, but it's like the evil in the world I want to keep away from the people I love, my family. And I really do want to glorify God in all things I do. You know, and I feel like it maybe took something away from me for a while. It's like doing things I couldn't be like, oh man, fuck you. Oh, but no, that's in me. I'm human.
Yeah.
So
we're sinners. We're born sinners. We're sinners.
The most powerful thing I heard recently, like, is I can't go to your cross, so you can't go to my cross. Like, you got to carry your own cross. You know, we could bring Jesus into it. Jesus was perfect. He died on the cross for our sins.
He carried the ultimate cross.
None of us could do that. So if I'm, you're one of those people, weighing all your things on me, I can give you the way and the light, but I can only give you a little bit. I can't take it all from you. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people are trying to die for other people, so to speak. They're hanging on other people's crosses. And that was one of the most powerful things I heard.
That's kind of deep.
Since you brought it up,
That's kind of deep.
This one it's really, it was like an epiphany. I think it was a week ago I heard this. I've been saying it a lot to people. I gotta go back and find out who said it. So I'm quoting the person. But, it's changed the way I think about a lot of things. Just because you're righteous and holy doesn't mean you're still not stuck in this evil world. So if
false prophets,
comes up
false prophets.
They're going to put my kid in danger. Yeah. Their life's in danger. And it's not, you got to tread lightly things like that.
Yeah.
It scares you.
Nowadays, yeah.
But life or death every day. Like we fight in the cage or in the ring. Cool.
That's life in general though, right?
Yeah, but exactly. But I'm saying somebody comes in here swinging, it's our life or death. Our kids are in here.
Yep.
And it's like, boom, it's on.
Did you ever notice? So for myself, I'm only recently 3.5 years as a dad, and then I have a daughter and 2 boys now. But did you ever notice once you had your boy Odin, right? It's Odin. Once you had Odin, did you notice a shift in your mindset and how you look at life and how you perceive life and how you perceive your career and think, did that shift at all, or did you notice that?
Man, a lot of people say, "Oh, my kid saved my life." And it's the I feel like it's kind of cheesy when they say that.
Yeah.
But
is it true though?
For me, dude, I was out there doing what I want to do, living for me, and I didn't realize how selfish I was until I had a kid. And I felt like I had to stay alive to keep him alive and safe. So that was my blessing from God. Truly is. I quit doing drugs finally. People were dying doing the same things I was doing. And it was a huge life-changing experience having my son. He saved me for real.
How old's your boy now?
7.
7. So you're in the thick of it though.
No, but it's so chill. See, people say that like Summer. Oh my God, Summer, your kid. I'm like, I love hanging out with my kid. He goes to the boxing gym. I started to work out. It's easier now. He was
he's a little human now.
He was this little sweet potato that pooped itself and could almost kill itself.
You got to keep him alive at that age.
And I was like so in awe still, but it was tough. It's the hardest time in life, I think, really raising the children the right way.
Especially
but
early
there's
on.
no more important work. People have said that before, but it's so true. You either get all the way in or all the way out. And
there are no in between.
There's nothing better than looking into their eyes and knowing they love you. So it's it's difficult at times, but you got to get through it. It's a blessing.
Life though. Anything worth doing is worth going through, whatever it takes, right? Like that's boxing and combat sports in general.
Well, it's fine enjoying all things. Everything's connected. It really is connected. Everything, it has something to do with what's next. You could say it isn't, but let's say something puts you in a bad mood, and then boom, you're over there with your wife in a bad mood, and it ruins that shit. So it was connected.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It ruins your day. That ruined my day.
Well, I mean, there is the cause and effect. There's a cause and effect in everything in life. Yeah. Whether just from something so general to something so deep, there's a cause and effect thing because guy walks into that ring and punches you in the face. What's going to happen? You're either going to punch him back or you're going to go down.
It's going to fucking die.
So to speak. But you know what? This is what people don't understand, and this is where you can speak on this, is once you step between those ropes or octagon, whatever it is, but for you, this one's going to be ropes in a boxing ring. Once you step to those ropes, man, there's got to be a switch that gets flipped. You are kind of a psycho. you are kind of an ego maniac because you have to believe in yourself, right? Like when you step through those ropes, when you look across that ring, you're like, hey, this guy, not only is he coming to beat the crap out of me, he's coming to take food off my table, he's coming to take money out of my bank account, he's coming to take me from supporting my family, essentially. And it's true, right? This is what you do for a living. So what goes through your mind, Alex,
Like I just
when you
said,
step through those ropes?
I'm going to fucking kill you. That's it now. I realized, I said earlier, I think it took away something from me because that was it. I wanted to fucking kill every single person I fought. And it sounds insane, but I hope that they're hoping the same thing. That's what we signed up for. There's nothing wrong with that.
We know that, yeah.
And people don't like to take it there, but it's life or death, dude. Like you said,
Anything can happen, man.
My best friend that got me into the sport, like we just talked about, rest in peace, Milmer's Day.
Yeah.
He was me and Perry's, coach, and he went to spar, and he's gone. So it's like, okay,
It is life or death. People don't realize that it is, man. You're not wrong.
It's dangerous, but that's what's beautiful about the script that God's written for me, that I get to go act out in front of the world.
Yeah.
Like this shit's about to get so real for this guy, bro, and I have to remain calm. Like you said, I'm ready all the time. Like I'm ready at the Wawa.
Yeah.
I'm ready right now. Like I talked about, if somebody runs in here, I hope they don't. But guess what? We're not gonna die.
No, we're gonna be okay.
We'll be okay.
I think if this would be the wrong room for them to come into, mind you. We got some good people in here. We got some not good people. But we got some really tough people in here. This would be the wrong room for them to do that.
All jokes aside, it's that intensity that makes me different than most people. Mm-hmm. I don't have that ego anymore. I've almost overdosed. I've fucking almost died in car accidents. Thank God I'm still here. And I thought when I was younger, oh my God, Alex is so tough. Yeah, me, I'm still here. That was evil. That's not promoting God. That's the devil. Yep. God kept me here, and it's a blessing. I get to watch my little boy grow up. I get to fight. But I get to go out there June 14th, Regatta Harbor, Miami, Florida, and put my hands on this guy who thinks he's a big, tough guy. And he was trying to he's trying to put on this big, tough, fake facade. And that's me for real. Like, dude, I don't have to act that way.
Yeah. There's no acting over here.
I'm going to fucking have your tail between your legs. I'm going to neuter that little wolf. And I don't have to, because it's me, man. This isn't fake. This is years of hard work and dedication. And if anybody just comes out and watches, I'm going to paint my canvas. It's going to be a beautiful picture.
As you're an artist, you start with a blank canvas.
I don't have to be angry anymore. That's what I realized. It's the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
I control that shit. And it's beautiful.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, no,
that's in that ring, and you're so right about that. It's controlled chaos, and if you can control that and harness that energy and let it out into your craft, you can beat anybody.
Yeah, it's like Goku forming a spirit bomb.
Goku, isn't that you and Mike Perry? Mike Perry loves that stuff too, doesn't he?
I'm 35 years old. Just turned 30. I said happy birthday to me. Thank God. I made it. But I'm still trying to learn how to turn it to a Super Saiyan. Like I'll flex my muscles and fucking, I think I can fly. Yeah. But that's how you stay young, man. Yeah. Stay alive.
I like it. Hey, bro, I'm 41. I'm about to be 42. Yeah. So I think it's mental, right? Most of life is mental. It's whether you believe or you don't. I have a quote that I love, and it's whether you believe you can or you can't, you're generally right.
Yes, it's 100%.
Right? If you believe you can't do something, then you're probably not going to be able to do it. Right? If you believe you can do something and you actually put the process and the right steps in place, then you're going to do it. You can't just, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and think it's going to happen. But it also, though, your words are a good affirmation and you turn those into actions. And I think that you've more than done that in your career, in your life. You're 35 now. Do you know how many professional combat matches that you've had?
37.
I love it. Like you didn't even have to because you know that. Like it was like right there immediately. So of those 37 matches, do you think this one right now, ahead of you, your next one, is the most important one?
The next one's always the best one. Doesn't matter. The world only sees your last performance. And I've learned savagely, they only care about that.
What have you done for me lately?
You're only as good as how many followers you have right now, and that's so sad. I'm a 3-time world champion, and people would talk to me like I'm just getting started, like I'm a fighter. And it's funny because if I prided myself on that, it would hurt, but I don't. You know, I got my people who love me. I have my home in them, and that's what everybody needs. You know what I mean? But it's so sad for these kids today to see that, and social media carries so much weight to them, and the whole world. They put us all back in elementary school, so to speak. Who's cool, bro? Who's getting liked? Like, and that's cool, but
Who's the most popular?
It doesn't carry no weight. It don't last forever, you know.
That's true. I mean, your Instagram followers don't mean nothing in real life to me. I don't. For me personally, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care, but a lot of people they do.
It's that's what's beautiful about the violence, right? You go in there, you sign up for it. You get to put my hands on them. I'm excited.
You get to show them.
I don't have to prove anything anymore. That's what I love about this. I am doing this prize fight. I'm doing this to support my son, my family, my girl, you know, my parents, my sister, her kids, you know, Craig, the gym. And I'm so excited to just go out there and follow through with this. You know, I'm prepared. I need to only be still. The Lord works for me. You know, Exodus 14:14. You know, that's when I got stuck in my head.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready, man. And I know it's a facade. I know he's barking, and he's in trouble.
He's a wolf. He's howling. He's howling.
He's trying. It sounds silly.
I've only briefly. I haven't followed it that much. I just see a couple things when you repost stuff because we follow each other on Instagram. When you that's the only stuff I see. I don't see the other stuff because I don't have time in my day to go look at his stuff. Yeah. So when you do a story, I see it. But otherwise, that's another thing. How are you dealing with this kind of? I mean, it's not new, but it kind of is new. Where we have these social media fighters, social media stars, social media facades.
Influence.
How are you dealing with this?
It was really fun at first, and then there was a photograph of my son and some other person that commented on it, and I woke up and I was like, all right, fuck you. I'll fucking take your soul out of your body.
You can't throw kids in the mix there.
I'll drop you off Heaven's Gate. Yeah. I started firing him. He's like, I'm sorry, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. I'm like, you sorry? Okay. Mm-hmm. You sorry? You get it? Okay, yeah, you sorry. Then some other guy's like, oh, I'm an 80-year-old. And I'm like, but you're coming in. And he goes, yeah. And then other people said he's 8. I'm like, this isn't adding up. You're either 8 or you're 80. I go, but I don't care if you're 8 or you're 80. Talk about my little boy. I'll put my fucking hands on you. Boom, life or death. Let's leave that alone. So I kind of got into that again.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, when am I, man, an amateur fighter? Am I an amateur? I got upset with myself. And then I went back
sucked into it.
You know, I'm in the sauna, meditating, praying, and I laughed. I even went to the gym, and I was like, man, I'm going to let this little sucker get me mad. But it's kind of exciting to have a little bit of fuel to throw in a fire because I always make hell of an explosion. And it's exciting, and it's beautiful. People like watching shit blow up. And they're going to see his fucking career, his facade, all of that. Because I'm not just going to beat him. I'm going to fucking hurt him.
Yeah.
This jab's going to crunch and whip. Bam! And there's not going to be a damn thing you can do about it. If you know fighting, you know, like, if you know fighting, you know I'm going to beat this guy's ass. A fucking lightning bolt would have to fall in and hit me, or I'd have to become ill. And it's just not happening.
I love the confidence. You have to. You have to have that confidence, right? If you don't have that confidence, then you don't belong in that ring.
Confidence is taught. You know what I mean? You teach yourself to be confident, and you either follow through or you don't. But I said it when we started. I said, it's a theory or a confidence to practically apply a technique. I could fucking say, hey, I'm gonna get up and jump, spin the heel, kick you in the face, and you might look at me. But if I jumped and just did it, bam! Holy shit! I said it. We're on camera.
You did it.
1 million views. Fucked you up. Terrible.
Well, let's not
whatever.
do that, by the way. Okay.
No, but I'm just saying. And that's the sad
don't
truth.
kick me. If you want to kick someone else in here, we
I
can.
learned this the hard way. My last fight ended. I couldn't see. Scratched cornea. Blah, blah, blah. And then walking back to the crowd, the fan jumps out. This is what's wrong with the world, like we talked about before. Gets in the way of me and my girl. I fucking slay him. Boom. Have to slay him. 100 out of 100 times I'm going to do that, man.
100 out of 100.
And then it went viral. I was upset.
Did it? I haven't seen that.
All over the internet. It got deleted a few times because of what it is. But on different sites.
Because of what it is. What does that mean?
Listen, what really happened was Somebody was disrespecting me, pushed my girlfriend. I couldn't see him one eye. I had to target the guy. I ended up getting him, you know. And the media turns it and says, ex-UFC fighter attacks fan. But the police ended up beating this guy up.
Yeah.
He had weapons in his car. Then the police were going to try to talk to him. Do you want to press charges? Do you want to say, oh, this guy had weapons in his car? They tried to spin it into like a whole story. Like, oh, this guy could have been waiting. I go, no, if he wanted to get me, he would have waited till after the cops let him go, then waited with his gun in the car, then came and shot me. So that wasn't his plan. But, you know, God bless him, man. I guess he has some problems right now. He's going through some things, that's all. And who knows? But do I carry hate in my heart? No. But it was just a weird situation, the way that it went about, and to see them put it on all the outlets just to get views.
That's the way it is now. This
But it's
social
okay,
media world, man.
And like I said earlier about, you know, the cross thing, you don't got to worry about that if you know. You know,
You can't carry somebody else's cross.
No. You can't hang on their cross. I can't hang on your cross.
That's probably a better one because Jesus did carry the cross for all of us. Yeah.
You know, but it's powerful. It's powerful.
So I've gotten some grief before on this podcast about people, and they're like, how do you believe in God and you're a boxer and you hurt people? And I'm like, how do you, so I'll tell you how I thought about it, but how do you tell people that, listen, you're a God-fearing man.
People are going to like
But you beat people. I want to hear it, though. But you beat people up. You hurt people, essentially. You can, at least. How do you talk to those people that say things like that? And, like, I trust me. So I've been, I don't know my background at all, but I've been boxing since I was 6 years old. 170 amateur fights, 46 professional fights. And I fought the best in the world in the pros. I fought Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman, all these guys, right? So I've been in the ring with some killers for sure, and so have you. And I feel like I'm a nice guy. I'm a skinny white kid, though, so I don't look intimidating like you. You look intimidating. I walked in a room, I look at you, I'm like, I'm not going to mess with this guy.
It's just a beard.
I love the beard, though. But how do you explain to people that you're so God-fearing, you want the best for people, but yet you hurt people?
Because it makes the most sense. Because it's the most honest thing in the world. I'm not beating somebody up maliciously. I'm not attacking you. This man has agreed to put on a show, to go for it, the best of you versus the best of me. And I don't want to kill that person, but if they died, I know it's a risk that they were willing to take. And it's been happening since the beginning of time. It's good and evil. It's a battle. And what I say to people is I always pray to perform to the best of my ability. I don't pray to hurt that guy. Mm-hmm. I want the best of him versus the best of me. 100%. You know? And it's a hard thing to explain. But if a man signs up for it and he wants to do it, it's an outlet. It's a stress reliever. Yeah. It's a sport that we compete in.
Yeah.
If we were fighting in the Coliseum, I could see how you could say, hey, what are you doing? You're a killer. But I don't want to kill any of these guys if I respect them at the end of it more often than not. Like you touched on before, there's only been 2 times in my career, and I'm malicious right now. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be violent. I'm ready to be angry. So maybe that's why I responded how I did. But there's only been 2 guys. I'm not going to say their names because it doesn't matter. But one was talking about my family. One hopped in the mother of my child's inbox saying inappropriate things. After the fight, both of them laid there for more than 5 minutes unconscious.
And you were low-key pretty happy about that.
And you can see them. If you really look at my career, you know exactly which ones they were. There's only been 2 where I'm sitting over their unconscious body beating them because I wanted.
And they're pulling you off.
I wanted their soul to leave their body. That's the evil in me. But that's why people fucking love to see me go out there and do it. I want to fucking hurt you bad. I want to hurt you. You want to hurt me? Cool, let's do it. And that's what I took away from it. I did it in Mississippi. I fought, hurt. I was being delusional. And that's why I'm so dangerous now. I fought hurt, and I went out there, oh, my kid's here. I'm going to just put on a good show. I know. Bam! He knocked me the fuck out. I woke up. I had to talk to my kid, and it was sad. And I had to lie. I'm okay. My shit's all fucked up. I'm fine. I went to the hospital, and people don't get that. I woke up the other day. That shit, I thought it was gone. It was like last week on SportsCenter, boom, almost 1 million views, and everyone's sending it to me, and I'm like, damn, this is my job. I was upset.
It's the risk.
Minute. I'm woke up. I'm kind of upset that Wolf talking shit on Instagram, people, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, man, this could upset me. And I laughed. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I go, you're not a little bitch. Look at your great muscles. Let's go. You bad motherfucker. And then I
Look at your great muscles.
had a little bit of morning wood, and I was like, man, most people aren't blessed like me. And, smile, take a knee. But no, it's part of the game. It's part of what I do. If I couldn't handle that, then I can't handle doing it to others. So I can't be, be weak, man. No.
You can't pick and choose.
So I'm going to go out there and defend myself every time. Like you said, and that's it. Am I too hyped up? No, I'm always ready. I'm training myself to execute. Be ready. Like, be efficient. Don't be emotional. Boom. Turn the trigger.
Yep.
Don't let that adrenaline make you weak.
Yep.
Stay ready. And it always sounds good, but you kind of have to be a little bit different to do that. To always put yourself under that pressure and not let it stress you out, make you anxious.
Yep.
And my faith is what's helped me get here. I'm not anxious anymore. I'm not going to have that freak out. I'm going to be smooth and execute.
If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
Yeah, but, not even joking, people see that in me now, and it's that calm. And I still lose my cool every once in a while when it's forced. But that's because the evil in the world, man. It ain't the evil in me anymore. I try to control it the best I can, keep myself accountable. So,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of evil in the world, but do you think that right now that there's more evil in the world than there was in the past? Or
I would say, it's a crazy question to ask. A little bit crazy, but I think it's always been God and the devil, and both in us. They have both in us.
Yeah.
It's like if you've never come face to face with the devil, then you guys are probably walking in the same direction. It's a crazy idea. That's an old Jeezy song. If you've never come face to face with the devil, maybe you guys are walking in the same direction. And it's true. If you
I've
haven't
never in my life thought of it like that.
When I was doing cocaine, ecstasy, flying all over the world, fighting, people loved me. I'll pull up, party. Let's go. 3-4 day benders. Adderall. Macho Man, Spartan, Savage. And everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And then when I turned away in the other way, walking away from the world and evil, but people don't like to think about that. But no, that I won't let it trip me out. I used to. That's why people get uncomfortable. They don't like to have that discussion with themselves.
Yep.
But it's you could
look in the mirror. You have to look in the mirror.
You could live and have a great 100 years if you're lucky, but you're not gonna get to see the people who have passed and live forever in God's kingdom. Seek first the kingdom of God. It makes me almost want to, it makes me break down when I say it out loud.
Yeah.
Because you see, people won't take it there.
I had a guy on the show last week, world champion boxer Antonio Vargas, and he said most Christians get it wrong, Travis. He goes, the most important day of your life is when you die, because that's when you go and you see Jesus, and you see God, and you have to take accountability for everything that you've ever done, and you have to look him in the eyes and talk about that. And I never thought of it like that. I was like, he's like, the most important day of a Christian's life is when they die. He goes, we all think it's other times. He goes, but it's when you die, because then you have to go before God and explain to him. And I mean, he's literally got a sheet of everything you've ever done, right? But we're all sinners, right? And he knows that, but he also knows your heart. And that's the most, I think that's the most key, because people can put on a facade and talk all they want. But at the end of the day, when you sin, God knows your heart. He knows that if you are truly feel bad for what you've done, you've repented truly. He knows that, right? Like a lot of people be like, oh, well, you can go, the atheist type. Like, oh, you can go sin, then as long as you repent, you're good. No, it doesn't necessarily work that way. You have to actually believe it. Believe that you sinned. Believe that you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be better than that.
But once you have that, like you'll try to share it and maybe go crazy for a little bit, like I said. And then you meet these people who you see God in them, and they're just calm. And they're stoic. And they'll just talk to you like this, man, I'm chilling. There's nothing wrong. And you're like, wow, I wish I could be like that, but we all can.
We can.
And it's hard to maintain it, but it's doable. It's who you surround yourself with. Don't let this work
There you
you
go.
up because
There you
this
go.
is just work. You got to be on the road on work, boom,
Yep.
but be able to go back to that place of peace, and that's where I'm at now. You know, I don't got to go out on my shield, Spartan mode. I can stay right here in the fucking what would it be? Your arsenal. Stay here with my arsenal. Just
Team.
good. I don't got to go out there. I don't got to charge Frank Tate and try to finish the fight. I don't, you know, Chase Sherman here in Orlando. Pip, pip, pop. You know, you're only as good as your last fight. That's why this is.
It's true.
Because that's the confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
You've
what it's
earned
up
that
to.
confidence to get to that point. Confidence doesn't come overnight either, right?
Look how amazing Prime Anderson Silva. He didn't even punch Forrest Griffin. He swagged on him, and Forrest Griffin was just done. You're like, wow, his aura beat him. And you've seen that happen before. And then what? Weidman came in and didn't believe it. People thought that was rigged. I thought that was rigged.
Really?
I was young. Me and Mike were drunk, chilling with my dad. I remember we were like, they have Anderson Silva's family tied up, ready to kill him somewhere. There's no way he beat him. But that was just it. But it's that aura. Prime Mike Tyson, Conor McGregor, Anderson Silva, John Jones. Go out there. Bip, bip, pop. It's over. And it wasn't as tough. But they earned it, like you said. They earned that confidence.
So I want to throw something at you with this, where it's a little off topic of dirty boxing, but we can go in a little bit with you because I like this conversation, I like where it's going. So Mike Perry versus Jake Paul, the boxing match. And here's why I was there for that fight. Here's why I'm bringing it up is we have so many conspiracy theorists out there, and me and you both, we know Mike Perry. Okay. Every single person that I've talked to, not every single person, but the average fan, we'll say the average, like, you know, the fan that didn't really compete, but they're just the average fan that don't really know sports, but they watch them. They thought that was fake and it was staged. What do you say about the people that say that Jake Paul versus Mike Perry was staged?
There's a lot of money involved. I don't know if it was or wasn't staged, but there's a lot of money involved.
Do you think it was staged?
It looked funny.
Yeah.
It looked very funny. Mike stood over him at the time, threw him on the ground, and then I was there in the arena, and he brought Mike out, and then it took an hour for Jake Paul to come out on fucking Optimus Prime. He jumped out of Optimus Prime's pussy, and then fucking he went out there. I think that's what happened. Optimus gave birth to Jake Paul, and then he fought Mike.
So with that being said, too, then I'll go even further back in this next fight, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Do you think that was staged?
It looked silly. I mean, it looked silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
there's a lot of money involved.
Furthermore, what do you think about Jake Paul's career in general? What do you think about what he's doing?
I think he looks silly.
Yeah.
I don't like how he carries himself. You know, I don't hate Logan or Jake because they're intelligent and but it's what are they glorifying? And at the end of the day, you know, it's I don't hate the player, I hate the game. And I sparred Logan before he fought Floyd in Miami. I worked an 18-hour shift. I popped the Adderall. I was still living crazy. I just got in there, bip, bip, bop. They slowed me up. It was like 4 rounds. And then he's a big dude. He's like 250 pounds.
But I don't understand that. Why would they have you sparring him when he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, who's 5'8"?
See, I look
147 pounds.
Let me say this: the Paul brothers fighting is like Donald Trump being the president. It doesn't have to. They don't have to do it. They're doing it because they want to do it.
Okay, I like that. Okay, I was wondering where you were going with that, and I was like, I got you.
I'm not into
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like politics like that. You know what I mean? Every great nation's come to an end. You know, I love America. I love to live here. We're blessed.
Same, dude. Same. I do too.
I like that old school patriotism, and I don't like what I see today. But Jake Paul, Logan Paul, I have to meet him. I have to talk to him. You know, I met Logan. We sparred the one time, chopped it up a bit. He's a cool dude.
Did you respect him a little bit after sparring, though?
Yeah, no, he can fight.
Yeah.
He's an athlete, and he can fight.
Yeah.
It's not like I went in there and just whooped his ass effortlessly. I was like, okay.
I think that's the thing that makes me the most.
But I also didn't go in there malicious, like, I'm going to fuck this guy up.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like, I
wished I would have.
I just fucked that guy. I'm gonna pop in the body. He didn't like it. His coach told me to chill.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm 230. He's like 215.
Yep.
So he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he was fighting 147 pounder.
I was compensated for my time.
Of course you were.
You know?
Oh, I hope you were.
That's
we don't do this for free.
I know.
We're prize fighters.
But when this is all said and done, I just don't want to feel like a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? I want to have something left. That's the one thing I want to say about that Wolf That's Silly. He prostituted his face out there for that. And he lost once. So it's, come on, dude. We lose to a power slapper.
Wait. I don't know this story. What's this story?
Power slap.
He did power slap? The Wolf did power slap?
Yeah.
Got knocked out?
Yeah. He won one, lost one. But apparently he has one eye. And I don't know if it's true or not.
Because of the power slap or what?
Yes. That's the story.
You need to find out if he's got one good eye because you need to go with the eye that's not good.
So
You're going to get them both anyway. You're going for both eyes anyway?
See me regardless.
You think he's got one good eye? Is that true?
I don't know. It looks like it when you look at him. It's
Yeah.
kind of, you know,
I haven't looked that close.
So and then
I'm going to look into it now.
So he told on himself too. He tried to do a funny video, and you know I battle with addictions, and I don't anymore. You know, but kinda you always are.
It's always a battle though. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so every day, you know, that's why I don't drink anymore. I'll fucking might be be out and about.
And I offered you something here because you said something and I didn't.
But
There's just water. This is
well,
water.
so
That's all
it
water.
used to
So
be a big
this
deal,
all water
so
here.
That's tequila, but you know, I don't drink it.
It's
anymore.
not.
No,
It's
I'm
water.
Kidding. No, I'm just. See, it's always a battle. But anyway, you know, he made a joke saying about Alex Nicolson takes steroids, and I, you know what I mean. I think it's silly that he happened to have a real syringe. So you did you get a syringe just to the video, bro? You're telling on yourself. And then I messaged him. So I messaged him and he goes, "You know I got syringes lying around. We all do it." And I have it. I gotta pull it up. And I was just like,
Stop
what the fuck?
it.
But I don't even want to say all this. I just want to beat this man's ass.
Well,
You know, it's gonna be good.
Cheers.
He'll show up. But steroids don't make you a better fighter. If you just take steroids and don't eat properly and work out, you just get big and angry or fat and angry.
Listen, I've never taken them. I've never been a part of that. But you're correct. People think that it's such a misconception that you take steroids, you're automatically better.
Why is John Jones still in the field? He didn't. That's not like John was on a ton of steroids, but he beat a ton of juiced up guys.
Yeah.
So did I on my way up. I fought these juiced up monsters, but it doesn't make you a better fighter.
No.
But once you understand that, you don't care as much.
Yeah, it's
about it.
Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. It's a big deal right now. So Ryan Garcia tested positive for Ostrin. He had trace amounts, mind you. And here's the deal. I want a clean sport as much as the next person. I do. But what I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, if Devin Haney would just kept his right hand up, like the steroids didn't beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney had bad defense and was just getting caught with every single thing Ryan Garcia threw, period. But also, it's trace amounts. It's not enough to do what they were claiming it did. Whatever it is. But steroids doesn't just all of a sudden magically make you better. You have to have put in the work still. Even on steroids, even the bodybuilders that do all that, those guys are all roided out. But they also still, the roided out guys are still having to do the work. You can't just like, hey, I'm gonna drink this or shoot up the steroid mix and boom. No, you have to actually still do the work.
No, you got to put in the work. It's like I'm pretty.
And I'm not advocating in any single way of doing steroids, but I'm just saying that if somebody is doing steroids, it's not like that they shot it up and boom, they were amazing. It doesn't work that way. You still have to be a very skilled person to also get by in some of the aspects that you do.
Definitely. I mean, the worst thing I ever did in my career was be honest about it. You know what I mean? And
I don't think it's a bad thing.
I don't feel that way anymore because I can speak freely on everything. I'm free. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing.
I always tell Craig, listen, Craig, I can't lie because my memory's not good enough. Yeah. When you lie, you have to remember those lies because they already come regurgitated later on in life. Yeah, and I'm telling you, every single time, I might tell a person a story 15 times and it'll be the same story and they might judge me and think that I'm being retarded or something, but I'm only telling them that story 15 times because I don't remember what I told them the first time, so it's always going to be the same every single time.
That's what happens with age, right? But my grandma Nick, rest in peace. What a tangled web you weave when you practice to deceive. There you go.
I love that.
Live carefree.
If you tell a lie, you have to remember that lie repeatedly. And again, my memory's not good enough. And I'm not making fun of I've boxed my whole life since I was 6 years old. I'm 41 now. I'll be 42 in July. So I'm not saying that to make fun of old people, but I'm just telling you right now that I don't know how to lie, because if I did, I wouldn't remember it. So I have to tell you exactly how I'm feeling in that exact moment, and how I perceive that thing happening in that same moment is exactly how it was, because I don't have a good enough memory to be a good liar.
Yeah, I cut lying out, a couple years ago. So that's a good one. I was good at it. I was really good at it.
So that means your memory was really good then.
I was really good at it.
I'm a little jealous. You had such a good memory, dude.
I was good at it.
I walk out of the Walmart or the Publix, and I'm like, where did I park at?
I feel bad about how good of a liar I used to. I'd look somebody dead in the eyes and be like, yes.
I couldn't do it. I can't
And
do
the
it.
answer was no. I was just diabolical.
All right. So,
But
Alex,
even now,
Alex, are you going to win June 14th against the Wolf?
bro, he's gonna be unconscious. I can't tell lies. It's the truth.
I love it. You know what I love too is now we have two cameras here now. We have the camera. You're looking at me now, but that camera is right on Alex. And I hope that when you said something earlier and your eyes just got big, and I'm looking right at you, and I'm like, this camera's gonna pick that up. But I was a little intimidated, and I'm not gonna lie. Your eyes went like,
You can feel
and
the
I was like,
energy,
oh
man.
my
It's
gosh.
superpower. You can feel the energy.
It felt real.
Yeah, it's real.
It felt real, man.
No, it's real.
That's what I
energy.
love.
Energy's real, bro. It's not
It
fake.
is.
I every day. That's why even talking about taking it that deep, I want to feel emotion every day. I don't care if I cry, I laugh, I'm angry. I'm going to express it. The best way, I try not to be a child, but at the same time.
We're all childlike.
Exactly. And that was the only way to stay young, if I express my feelings. So I'm out here expressing feelings.
I like it.
You know?
You're getting it out there, man.
But even with my girl, you can ask her now. I think it's almost
Don't be lying, because she's right
she's-
here.
you
I
call
see
her?
her.
Call her
So
up.
you don't be lying right now,
her
because
up.
she could call you out for it right now.
She could, but I can't lie. So there's nothing to call me out for,
I
man.
like it.
It's a sad truth.
That's not sad. Why was
I-
that sad? That's not a
because
sad truth.
In the past
That's a
couple
good
of years,
truth.
no, but it's you walk in. You're gonna come face to face with the devil. Yeah, you are.
Eventually,
That's why it's
you
difficult.
should.
But it's if I networked with everybody. There's some people you can't network with. If I networked with everybody, I would be, a rich man. But I know the day's coming. It's on God. I got everything I need. So I don't look at it that way anymore.
Well, then
But-
I also appreciate you coming on the Weighing In with Travis Hartman show. That makes me feel really good when you say stuff like that. I hope that you know that you're not facing with the devil right now and evilness. I hope you know that.
We have to recycle you.
I appreciate it.
That's the calm way. It's like there's other ways to say it. You don't have to tell somebody you'll kill them. Just drop you off at Heaven's Gate.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I appreciate you being so honest. I appreciate you as a combat veteran, because being in the sport, and Mike's been on the show too. Mike Perez been on the show. I told Mike multiple different times, I've been in the ring with the best in the world in boxing, nothing else. And I'm like, Mike, I couldn't do what you guys do. And he was like, but Trav, you have. I'm like, no, I haven't. I know.
You kind of have.
I know. You guys all say that, but I'm telling you right now that
You got a little drain damage.
yeah, a little bit.
You don't have brain damage.
But I'm telling you guys that I'm just like, I know that, listen, we're all a little off. For us to do what we do, we're a little bit off. We are. We have to admit that. You were a little bit off.
But hear me out. That's it.
All
This
right.
is mine. We're not. The rest of them, everyone else is off.
Okay, maybe we're a little on then.
We're on.
Okay, we're a little on. I'll give you that. We're a little on, but we're different than the rest.
Yeah, no.
And I know that.
It's a blessing.
Yes, it is a blessing and a curse sometimes, but I know that. So when I told Mike that, I was just like, Mike, I couldn't do what you do. And he's like, but Trav, you have. You fought, I fought Terrence Crawford, and this guy's like undefeated pound for pound, the best in the world. And I'm one of only 9 guys that he didn't knock out. He's like 41-0. And that's not my claim to fame, because that's a terrible claim to fame, I feel like, that he didn't knock me out.
You're really tough.
But I don't like that.
That's the best
Because
thing you ever
I
hear.
know, right?
Any fight, you're really tough. I'm like,
I don't like that.
I'm fucking hear you.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't like the claim to fame of that, because I was a very talented and so many other aspects that I'm actually I don't think I'm that tough. I don't. But in that fight, I was really tough. I was. But I don't like to look at it in that way. But long story short of it all is
Very few people have done it. There you go, at the highest level.
true, yes. And I don't know how to even take credit for that because I don't know anything different. Right? Like I don't think I'm any different than anybody else because this is all I've known.
That's what I always feel too. It's like I couldn't have done anything else. This shit saved my life. I might have fucking gone crazy and killed people.
So you know what's funny about me though? I believe you.
Yeah, no.
100% believe
You
you.
need an outlet. You do. You blow up. You blow up.
But you know what's crazy? Most people have a story about why they're in the combat sports, right? I don't have a good one.
Yeah.
That's why I believe in God though too. Is because I'm like, I didn't have a troubled childhood. I wasn't a troubled kid. I wasn't a very rambunctious kid.
He brought you to it.
But he did. At 6 years old. Yeah. I'm like, why did I start boxing? My dad didn't even box. None of my family boxed. I was the first in the family to start. And then my younger brothers are pro too. But then my older brother also boxed amateur, won the Golden Gloves. But it wasn't in my family. And I was just like, I just happened to go to a YMCA, which is also why I believe in God. It's like Young Men's Christian Associations, a YMCA. Now that I look back so far, I was 6 years old. It's just crazy. But it's also 100% while I have such a strong faith is because I wasn't supposed to do this. And well, in my human mindset, I wasn't supposed to do this, but God was like, no, you were supposed to do this. This is what you were supposed to do.
Well, we've always had a connection, whether we believe it or not. And it's the further we get away from that connection that people will be disconnected. You know what I mean? Or like, you're woke.
Such a
Whatever,
man.
you know what I mean? But you're either righteous or you're wicked. You know? Good and evil, righteous, wicked. And your journey brings you there. You know? It's like waves. You either ride at the shore or you get fucked up a little bit.
Throws you off.
Hopefully you get back to shore either way. You know
Yeah, hopefully.
But it's a blessing to live. And, you know, that's the funny thing about age. Some people get turned off a lot sooner. So it's like, if you're still here, it's very powerful. You know, we just buried my Uncle Richie. You were talking about something that made me think about it, and I was going to mention it. In those moments before death, I took a knee and sat by him. And I didn't think he was going to go. It was April Fool's Day. And I was going to leave the room and come back and be like, yeah, you bastard, funny joke, you're not dying. Because I had something that I had to do. I had yoga mats from teaching a class that I had to bring back to like U-Haul, what was it called? Like the storage unit.
Yep.
So I didn't want to be there. He was basically saying he's going to die, life's done, he's done.
And he knew.
It was the peace that you're after. Like,
Yeah.
You said somebody mentioned when you die, you're going to stand before God. We were just talking about that earlier.
Yep.
So
that's your most important.
So Uncle Richie's sitting there, and he just goes, I took too many punches, I'm done. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he just goes, still kind of looking at me.
Isn't that wild, though?
Like
He knew.
His two sons are there, and my dad's there, his brother. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go to the storage unit. And I had my idea, a little joke, oh, everything's going to be okay.
April Fool's.
As I'm walking back up, my dad texts me, he's gone. And then I will go in the room, and he's gone. But he looks so peaceful when he's gone. And it's so crazy. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
It's so crazy in our human minds, though.
But then he, you know, his wish was to be put in a Viking boat and blown up. So then my cousin made this little Viking boat, and we shot it with Roman candles in the ocean. And it was beautiful, and I thought, like, celebrate life.
That's pretty cool.
Don't mourn death, and it's very powerful. But everything we talked about,
It's full circle.
But it's like, it's all connected. You know, don't freak out, man. Smile and wave. But do stand up if you see something.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Yeah.
You know, most people walk right by.
Yeah. No, you're so right.
There's a lot of power in that, you know. Do something. Fucking do something.
You want the wolf to do something. You say that. I should bring this up too. My aunt passed away. I'm actually going back to Missouri for a celebration of. So you said it, and it was so perfect. I'm going back to my aunt's funeral, but they're actually calling it a celebration of life.
There you go.
And I love that. I'm going back June 8th for that. Cindy Pennell, rest in peace. Also, rest in peace to your uncle. Is that what you said it was your uncle?
Uncle Richie. They're up there fucking partying together.
Uncle Richie, man.
Chilling.
I hope that you guys are up there
kingdom
partying, chilling. They say the best days of our life is when we die, right? And it probably should be.
I'm going to Missouri. This is how confident I'm gonna fuck this wolf up. You know, I'm gonna neuter this little bitch ass.
What's up?
I'm going to my best friend's wedding in Missouri
Stop it.
a week after the fight.
Shut up.
June 19th, I have reservations. I'm the best man at my friend's wedding.
We're at Missouri.
Stockton Lake. The Lake Stockton. It's just north.
Is it near Lake of the Ozarks or where?
Northwest of Springfield.
That's crazy. I'm in Northwest Missouri, but I'm gonna be in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm being near Kansas City, Missouri. That's wild. I didn't know that. How like full circle is this crazy in this world?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be out there June 8th. I'm going out June 8th, so you'll be the weekend after me. But that's where I was born and raised. I grew up in Missouri. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, no,
That's wild, man. I didn't know that.
My buddy moved there like after COVID. His mom passed away of cancer. You know, God
Missouri's
rest
so
her soul too. But he moved up there on some land just to get away, and now he's married.
Dude, I'm telling you, Missouri. I'm a huge Missouri guy. I'm a huge Missouri fan.
We should go up there and buy a casino.
Have you watched that Ozarks on Netflix?
So one of my favorite quotes.
That's South Missouri. It's from me, but
excuse my language, but one of my favorite quotes comes from Ruth.
okay.
I don't know shit
Ruth's
about
a
fuck.
beast.
I don't know shit about fuck. It's like, you don't play it dumb, bro. It's a good one.
Listen, I feel like we can end on that. I don't know shit about fuck.
Amen.
And I think that combat sports, we got some combat veterans here for sure.
Drain
but
damage.
all
To Mark Nicholson.
I love that. That's awesome. Alex, seriously, man, I appreciate you more than you know.
Thanks
Coming on the
for your time,
show.
brother.
Seriously, thank you so much. I'm wishing you the best. I know that I'm going to get a lot of grief for the whole, we believe in God. We cuss. We talk about death. We talk about stuff. We talk about harming other people. I get it. But
They can come try to hang on our cross.
at the end of the day, they don't know our hearts.
Amen.
They don't.
You know, yeah, God, that's why I always say, God bless, but go fuck yourself. I mean it so much. I want you to be happy, but it's like, stay over there. Sometimes you gotta stay over there.
He said, I mean it so much. I believe you. And if anybody can see in this camera, Alex's face, he means that. Look at this man's eyes.
Fake Hal,
He doesn't. This is the wolf doesn't know what's going on.
He's gonna get neutered. No
He's
nuts.
he's a lone wolf. He's gonna be a lone wolf because in that ring you are a lone wolf, right?
It's not.
But you don't want to mess with the Spartan.
It's not the face you fuck. It's the fuck you face.
I think that's the perfect time. But Alex, I appreciate you coming on the show. God bless, brother. Dude, you're the man.